Alpha Nerd Entertainment. Death Adder invaded the castle and has taken the king and princess prisoners. My good friend Alex was also killed in battle. To defeat and bring peace to the land is my duty. What is going on, everybody? Steve here from Alpha Nerd Entertainment. Welcome back to another No Death Run. I noticed y'all didn't show much interest in my 18-wheeler. An Outrun No Death Run. Well, fuck y'all bitches. So I thought, let's step up my game and do a pretty goddamn impressive one. And a community first. Golden Axe, 1989 for the Sega Genesis. I got a lot to say about this game. There was tons of growing pains in getting this No Death Run. It didn't take me all that long. I've been talking to Turbo Joe in private about it. I started on Sunday night, and I grinded again Monday night, and right now it's currently Tuesday night, and I got it done. It was brutal. I talk about it at the end, so I'll leave it to that. So let's talk about the GamePro magazine review. As I chop and swing my tail on this Altered Beast chicken leg, as they call it, the graphics from 1989 are pretty damn good, all things considered. They're not outstanding, but I'd give them a 4 out of 5. Its controls aren't as bad as everybody says. Its hit detection isn't as bad as everybody says, though it's definitely not perfect. I'll give the controls a 3 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. The sound, well, the sound effects are pretty awful. The music's actually really, really good, and it's grown on me a lot when playing it as much as I have over the past 3 nights. I'll give the sound a 3.5 out of 5. Its fun factor to me is where the game shines. Obviously fun in multiplayer, great experience in single player. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. When you take the time to get this good at games and you do the whole getting good process, you really grow to appreciate the game more than you would if you were to just pick it up and give a lazy effort. I really did grow to love this game as I knock these badass sons of bitches on the ground. They can get you. This whole game is tough as we fight here outside of Turtle Village. So here's the little magic hobbits, as I like to call them. I prefer the food hobbits. They're more important to me than the ones that give me the pots full of the magic. Our sworn enemy, Death Adder, is in the castle. We'll take a shortcut through the Turtle Village. Okay, stage 2. So as I was starting to mention, there's no point in this game that is actually easy. Now, the game gives you 4 credits, so beating it is definitely easy. A 1cc is very, very hard. To do a 1cc, you can only die twice. If you die the 3rd time, that is your first credit used. The game is very unforgiving. Its hit detection isn't as bad as I thought growing up. It's just very precise. The game demands greatness from you. That's something I didn't realize about this until I took the effort and time to get good. Its hit detection isn't bad. It's really on you. Now, I've obviously upped the health bars in the options menu to 5 instead of the standard 3. Because I'm playing on arcade mode. This ain't beginner. You only get the 2 choices. And my god, this game is definitely tough as nails. Like I said, a 1cc is extremely impressive. I had so many growing pains getting this one done that it's just, I'm very rewarded right now to do this. I had a lot of bad luck more than anything, and that was the most frustrating part, as I show a really awesome tip on how to eliminate those douches. Let's talk about the douches. There's so many douches. Forget the small, funny, running people. I know they're hilarious, but the douches in this game, the enemies are awesome in this game. And the reason they're awesome is because their AI is excellent. So excellent that the game rates their fighting ability at the end of the game. Each character is designed to be a certain level of shittiness or toughness. And the truth is none of them are shitty. They're all quite good. Some are obviously stupider than others, but some are literally outstanding. And I like that the game is short and makes it tough. It's tougher than the arcade game because it's 2 stages longer. And I just got a huge appreciation for this game as we reach our first food hobbit. The village was on the back of a giant turtle. The turtle takes us south across the sea. Yeah, if you take the time to sit through this entire playthrough, you'll pick up some extremely good tips. Tips that will pretty much almost make it idiot-proof for you to beat, and even make it very 1cc easily possible for you. I guess that goes without saying when you follow any video game strategies, which is why I like to do all that stuff on my own. A big part of the growing pains was learning all those things again and more, getting better than I already was with all the experience I've had over the years. Getting good is a really fun process, and I could never truly spoil it with, watching walkthroughs and mimicking everything I see and do. Though, the dragon here is a huge part of my strategy, as I friggin' roast and burn as many people as I see with it. This guy I call Deb, because it says Deb over top of that door. I don't know why it says that. They have cooler names. It says their names at the end of the game, but I call them Deb. Now, there is times where I don't mind using walkthroughs. When it's games I just kind of want to get through that I don't overly care. So then I'll be perfectly okay watching a walkthrough and learning the tips and the tricks to get good really quickly. But when it's a game that I truly have a strong interest in, I want to do all that stuff myself. Great tip for hitting these guys. They're designed to be difficult to hit. They're small and they're fast. So if you ever find yourself being irritated not hitting them, it's because the game wants them to be difficult to hit. Do the charge attack. The charge attack is like tried and true for smashing them. Forward, forward, B. So as I mentioned, I was talking to Turbo Joe the other day, and he was talking about tips and strategies on how to fight people, and he always called these guys the Golden Boys, and I call them the Golden Boys as well, because it's a great name for them as they sit there wearing their gold armor. They're pretty tough, so I like to get here with the dragon to take care of them, because they're smart on how they surround you. Fire off the magic now, then single out the swordsman, and grab that extra magic. That's a big part of the strategy too. Try to use your magic wisely, and when you can, keep extra magic on screen.
Are you fucking serious?
The only part in the game where it provides 2 health, love this spot. That's all I can say about that. I love it. There's not enough health given in this game, and no free men to be found. We have gone in close to the vicinity of the castle, but the way is blocked by enemy lines. We must dare the fiend's path to reach the castle. Really love this level's music. It's got a good transitioning process when you reach later parts of the levels, and it goes from the current music to more of the boss fight music. It's pretty seamless on how this game plays, and I can truly say, much like Altered Beast, I think these are both very underrated games and overlooked games, and are much better than that we would see and take at face value when you first play it and pop it in and give it a lazy try. Dig deep and you find a gem, in my truest opinion. The skeletons are brutal. Fuck them. Let's talk about some of the moves. C, then B. Jump and swing is your best friend. Used accurately and with precision, it is your best attack in the entire game. It's not all that strong, but it's very accurate. There is the downward thrust, which is great, but I couldn't make much use of it in my no death run because missing with it can be costly because it leaves you open for shots if you do miss. Now, that downward stab is extremely powerful, and I definitely recommend it if you're just playing the game for casual fun, and even a 1cc, because it's definitely super incredibly strong. You perform that by doing the forward action, then jumping, then attacking, and you'll do a super powerful downward thrust. But I couldn't really make much use of it because, like I said, you do not want to make mistakes. You do not want to leave yourself open to take unnecessary damage because this game will make you pay and suffer for it. Now, like Altered Beast, you can take a bunch of shots before you lose one of those health bars. This game is actually more forgiving than it. But again, the better the enemies, the more damage you're going to receive. These two guys are the best fighters in the entire game, in my personal opinion. As far as true talent and computer AI goes, they are an A across the board. So they are very smart and very crafty and will get you quick. And if you're a noob, they surround you, they will fuck you up quick. These guys are equally as tough, but I don't know, those other two guys I just think are even better fighters. And honestly, I love that the game ranks the characters' abilities at the end, because it's like, I'm not just talking out of my ass. Like, they're as good as the game says.
Get your little
if they get C level fighting, that's what you deal with. If they're B level, A level, that's what you're going to face. As we reach the last point in the game of receiving any health whatsoever, and it's very sad because I wish it offered more. This game's very stingy with its food. The Fiend's path was a great eagle. We are taken across the skies to the castle. Now the final battle begins. Stage 5. Love the music in this level. Love that you're on the back of a flying eagle. Hate these fucking skeletons. Be careful walking on that plank and not to fall off. And be extra careful when dealing with these skeletons that they don't knock you off. There's so many ways to die in this game, and so many ways to get fucked up quickly. Rush this dragon real quick and make good use of that dragon. The roll attack is also your friend in this game when you're using Gilius Thunderhead, who I think is hands down the best character in the game. I always used him growing up because I instantly noticed how good he is in comparison to the Warrior Axe Battler and the Amazon Tyrus Flare. I really kind of want to at least 1cc the game with the other two characters because I don't have near as much experience with them, and I kind of want to have fun with the Amazon because she has a lot of great magic, where his is just limited to some useful lightning attacks, but limited on the amount he can use. But he is definitely the best, and his roll attack, performed with pressing B and C at the same time, is very strong and very quick and has a lot of range.
Not good.
A huge part of my strategy here is keeping the
Not
dragon.
good at all.
This is a very clutch moment for me in this playthrough because dealing with these guys is incredibly dangerous. 2 hits will be 2 bars, 3 hits will be 3 bars, and that is a run killer. This is the run killer spot. Now, when I have the dragon, I get the guys on the right-hand side of the screen, and I burn them off screen and kill them quick and kill them fast, and it's really, really done just perfectly. Now, I had to evade all these guys, and I did it so good, and I was literally so proud of myself. Because there was times when doing runs of this game where I played like shit and that by fighting easy characters, and there's times like this where I played amazing in hard spots, and it's just like, how does that happen? It's just crazy. So as I use the roll attack there really, really well, and the dash attack really, really well, I'm going to have to use the dash attack again really well after I face the big dude here coming up, as I position all these pots in specific locations so I can use them again. Again, this is super important. It's actually kind of difficult, but once you learn how to hit those hobbits, you know how to keep it on screen well, and obviously don't walk into it and waste it. So use the magic, grab it, use the magic attack again, lightning these motherfuckers, electrify them, and then we're going to single out the big dude with charge attacks. Also, make sure he walks on screen about at least 60% of his body. If like literally half of his body is not on screen yet, you'll fly, hit nothing, and he'll smash you with that mole and lose a health bar quickly. These are all run killer spots. Now in the arcade game, this would be the end of the game here, fighting Death Adder. Death Adder is a joke. The skeletons are no joke. They are everything, and they are absolutely brutal. These ones aren't so bad. These ones are actually pretty weak and can be dealt with pretty easily. Obviously, this strategy here of, just fighting them one at a time and staying close to Death Adder is a tried and true technique when fighting this spot. The skeletons later, though, are horrible. When you fight the Deathbringer, I do want to talk about how powerful the skeletons are in that part of the game. Anyone who's played Super Ghouls and Ghosts will know that the final boss, well, not the final boss, but the last 2 Satan guys that you fight on the last level, the one in the green clothes, takes an obscene amount of damage to be killed. The skeletons at the final level of this game, when you fight Deathbringer, take an equal amount of damage or more. They are so incredibly strong, it's ridiculous. There's a cool thing you can do on the right pillar on the other side that I don't fight him because I just say fuck it. But if you can fight him over on that left side, you can actually pin him. I'm timing my shots right now as I drive my fucking axe through his head. And it's very rewarding to do so. This game kicked my ass. So yes, if you hear passion and enthusiasm in my voice when talking about this, it's because the game beat the shit out of me before I beat the shit out of it. Fuck Death Adder, he's a pussy.
Alright, King and Princess saved. Stage 7 and 8 to go.
Accept my utmost gratitude for your rescue. Thank you for your courage, for you have rid us of the hideous Death Adder. But I have a feeling that he might have been taking orders. Sometimes he'd disappear into that door. Will you go into battle for me yet once more? Yes, my lord. Oh, the pains of this level when I was young. I used to fall off these spots, get knocked off of these spots, and hell, I remember the first time I got here as a kid and I couldn't even jump over this gap. You gotta dash over it. If anyone knows another way to get across, let me know. So let's just manipulate the AI here and make these stupid sons of bitches fall off the edge. And make sure you don't fall off in the process. I like this level, because it's extra. It's more than what the arcade offered. And that's badass. Extra is always good. Don't you agree? I sure do. I like these guys in the background staring through the walls. Like, I'm glad they don't come out and play, because they actually look pretty big as well. So as we approach the final part of stage 7, I just want to give myself props for having full health right now. That is extra fucking badass. That is not easy to do. I also hate that they give an excessive amount of pots here and just wait for the little stupid hobbits to get in your area. You don't want to risk falling off or dashing off because, again, dashing them is the best way to hit them. As long as you're on this left and right plane here, you're safe, you're good. But they give more than you can use. And you can keep a couple where you're standing there, but it's not necessary. I get fucked over here. See, that was poorly timed on my part. I actually deserve that. And I look at 2 health bars. 2 health bars those guys took from me. If I was there right now in worse shape, like if I had 3, I'd be down to 1 right now. That is how punishing it is. The fact that I showed up here perfect. If I was less than perfect, I'd be sitting on 1 health bar right now. All because I mistimed an axe swing. Now this spot's no joke either, because these guys' range of their sword is absurd. And again, 1 swing is 1 whole bar. I don't think you can dash and fall off there, or maybe you can and I just got really lucky. I can't recall. I think you can dash off there, and I don't know, I pulled back right and I was just pixel perfect lucky. I'll take it because I had almost no luck in this process. Nothing but bad luck. Nothing but bad luck. They almost ran off the edge there too. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, so it all sort of fell apart here a little bit in all honesty, but I was still clutch enough to get it done. Roll attack for the win.
Not bad.
Okay, so the epic final battle with Deathbringer and his invincible skeletons. There was a point when I was getting good at this where I actually thought they were invincible, but I kept grinding and kept fighting them because play this for yourself and find out how brutal Deathbringer can be if you separate yourself from him and, you know, try to deal with him while fighting the skeletons at the same time. And one error and this dude will take fucking 3 health bars in a blink of an eye. Absolutely brutal stuff. Really love the music in the end of this game. Super anticlimactic. So with that being said, I'm gonna sit back and myself watch this lengthy battle with these skeletons, and I hope you enjoy this lengthy battle with these skeletons and the closing stage of stage 8. And thank you for watching my no death run. It was fucking brutal, and I'm really happy to get it done. I get very enthusiastic and very happy about the process in the moment afterwards. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope any hints and tips can make your playthrough of Golden Axe easier. Thanks for watching.
Bullshit. Just perfect timing from the computer to just stay separated. The AI is just fucking brilliant. There's a reason they rate the character's AI at the end of the game when you beat it. Just die.
This is for all the pain you caused me as a child, Deathbringer. You piece of shit. Kneel before Gilius Thunderhead, you fucking cunt. And all the pain and agony you caused me in the getting good process of this new death run.
Fuck you, drive my axe through your fucking skull. Talk about growing pains with this no death run. Golden axe for the fucking Sega Genesis from 1989. Holy fucking shit. I had the worst luck throughout this goddamn game. Thank you for your gallant one. Thank you, gallant one. Now the people will be able to live, to build and prosper in peace. May you be titled the savior of our... Let's hit the button. Kingdom. Now prepare for a grand feast. Oh man, I can't wait to do commentary to talk about the growing pains. We praise your acts of bravery and deeds of something. Oh my god.
Finally, you have defeated all the evil clan. The land shall revive in peace, and the people will talk of your deeds as a legend in the years to come.
Oh man, I'll briefly talk about the growing pains just now. I know Death Run this game already 3 times. Twice on PlayStation. I put in my headset, I wanted to upload better quality, and twice the PlayStation's controller got me killed. Once on the end boss, and once in stage 7 it just ran me off a cliff. The D-pad is dog shit on the PS4 and PS1 and PS2. It's great for racing games, believe it or not, but it's dog shit for platformers and beat-em-ups and fighters. So once on the end boss, it just made me automatically run. It made me run out in front of Death Adder. He hit me with his axe, then fired his magic, dusted me instantly. Just frustrating. I let it go. I did another turn. Got to stage 7, ran me off a cliff, and I had full health too. I played amazing. And I felt so punished because I was showing all the skills required to no death run the game, and I literally did it, but a controller got me killed. And then I started playing on the Genesis, OG hardware, which I did right now. It wasn't quite as bad, but the game does have a flaw in its mechanic. Sometimes it'll just make you run. I don't know if it's just a firm press. It's not like an accidental double tap like in Battletoads, because I have a gripe in that game with its double tap as well for running. And this one, when you're moving around up and down on angles, it will happen sometimes. And it's a flaw in the controls. So I don't know if I can blame the PlayStation controller as much as I was, but, you know, the growing pains in getting good at this game was a big part. Now, anyone who watches this and does what I do, you're going to have a pretty easy time getting the no death run because I put in all the work for that person. Learning the ins and outs and the tricks of the trades in this game, and a lot of games go unrecognized. See, a lot of people I notice don't really talk about the difficulties of no death runs. Some come quite easy, some are really, really hard, some so hard that I wouldn't even attempt certain games. There was a time where I didn't even think I could no death any games, and now this is my 40th individual game. So I remember looking at my shelf thinking, geez, what's one I could start with? And I really just didn't think I could do it. And now here I am with 40 under my belt. And the goal is to reach 50 and then just kind of not care after that. But I'm sure I'll be addicted to it because there is an engaging amount of fun to be had with no death runs. I've also got my feet wet with speed running, which is a lot of fun as well. But, you know, I've always had the goal of no death running, my childhood favorites, nostalgic games that defined me becoming a gamer. And Golden Axe is definitely one of those games. I remember getting it on the Sega CD, actually, in the 6-pack. That's when I first got Shinobi, Revenge of Shinobi, and actually even Streets of Rage 1 as well. That was the first time I got that. Death Adder Jr. is only in beginner mode, by the way. I've never faced him because I don't play beginner mode. The game's cut short. There was a lot of growing pains in this, and this is very satisfying to do. I don't want to say I want some cred, put some cred on Alpha Nerd's name, but Golden Axe No Death Run is no fucking joke, and there's a reason. It is the first in the community. Deathbringer, he's badass.
I always enjoy being like doing a first NDR. Like if it's a new game that hasn't been done within the community, that's kind of like my thing. I always enjoy doing that. Another big thing is doing Genesis games. You know, I like to do what I do best because some of you people are outstanding at some of the NES and Super Nintendo games that I have absolutely no skills or no experience. Not that I couldn't get them, but I do enjoy staying in my comfort zone with the Genesis and seeing as it's the system that truly got me to become a gamer. And that's why I have a big goal of no death running Genesis games in particular. You know, obviously I don't care what other, there's many other games I want to do. Many other games. It's just a matter of time. You know, somebody asked me in the comment sections, they're like, I thought you were done with NDRs and now you're doing speed runs and you're really good at making content. And I appreciate that, but you get busy with work and creating content is a lot harder than gaming. It requires effort and editing and the will to do it. Time, more importantly. We're gaming, I'm going to game regardless. So I might as well film it. But yeah, I can't give a big enough thanks to anyone who stayed and watched this because the growing pains in this No Death one were real. Definitely one of my hardest. Definitely one of my hardest. I often wonder what, you know, because it's weird though, because, you know, when I first started, I obviously wasn't as good as I am now. It's like, I couldn't imagine trying to No Death run this, like in my first, second, or third NDR. It wouldn't happen. And there's a reason this game came 40th, because I had to kind of build up to this point. I had to get my confidence up, get my skills up, and beat some easier games to get where I am now. And the funny thing is this came easier than some of my beginning ones. Only because I've improved as a gamer and improved in patience and learning strategies and being consistent and taking multiple runs. You know, guys like Megadan and Mazen, they talk about no death runs. There's many of us in the community that do them. Mr. Matthews has a whole bunch. Tony One Sandwich has a whole bunch. Stampede Gaming has a few. Celestial Light has some outstanding ones. And, you know, there's an addictive challenge to it. You know, it's a perfect playthrough. Even if speedruns are more perfect when done without dying, it's still a perfect playthrough. It's like, you know, the funny thing is the other night I did a 1 death run of this game, and I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't upload that with the joy that I should be able to have, because 5-10 years ago, beating this game on 1 death would have been an enormous achievement. I would have then labeled myself within my local town the King of Golden Axe for beating it on 1 life. But now here I am on YouTube, needing to do it without dying. I kind of dislike that, but I also kind of like that it makes me step up and rise to the occasion. Let's check out this badass score. So right there, players used 1, just that 1 that lived and never died, with a score of A++++. I don't know really what the strength stands for, but getting that 100 A+++, and it's showing used player 1, meaning that one guy is all I needed, and he did not die. Folks, thank you so much for watching my No Death Run of Golden Axe on the Sega Genesis. This was a hard-fought battle, and I won. Fuck the Deathbringer, fuck Death Adder, and fuck those skeletons. Fuck those skeletons more than anything. Fuck those skeletons.